We're back. We're back, everybody. How's it going? That's got Chris, who's muted, and Matt, who's muted. How you doing, boys?
Good, how are you,
All
mate?
right. How's it going?
Good. Now, this was a little bit of a random topic that I threw onto you. So, I was having a little scroll through the Facebook pages. You know, the groups that you get.
Yeah.
You got the behind the gates and all that sort of stuff on Facebook or the different. And I come across some of these images, and I just thought I wanted to discuss it because Chris, you've been to Hawaii, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to go, and I'm going to make sure one day when I go, I'm not going to make this mistake. So let's dive in. Let's have a look who's in the chat. He's the sort of haven't been in these streams in a long time. Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
All right.
Always welcome. Okay, so the first thing we're going to discuss is the Kauai. Is it Kauai?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's pop that up. So here we have our image. Oh, that's not it. There we go. Let's zoom in. So a lot of people have been taking their photos by the original gates in Kauai. I've seen lots of fans and people going around to Hawaii to do this. Now, one of these surface pictures have come out from 1990. When is it? What's the date? Let's have a look down there.
92,
So,
is that?
August 7th. No, yep. Is that August 7th or is that the 7th of July?
I'd say it'd be if it's American, it'll be the other way around, won't it? So
9/11. So that'll be August 7th,
yeah.
92.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1992 shows the main gates being built and these poles not being the main gate. So all these photos, you can. Do you know what? It's interesting because you say, Steve says, "Hello, you sexy boys." Hello, Stephen. Because even looking at this image here, you can tell, like in the film, the backdrop is a lot closer.
Yeah.
Than it is here. But then obviously sometimes you think, oh, CGI backdrop and stuff like that. I just thought it was really interesting how far apart it is as well. I'm wondering if that was like the starter marker or something. What do you think? I
mean, it could be like you say, it could be the starter marker for the camera car or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they film it from behind, don't they? As they're going through, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it.
I mean, it could have been a lot of things. It could have been. I mean, there's all sorts. It could have been, but I don't.
Well,
think
that image there, for example, there, like they could be filming from that location from.
Yeah.
From there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down.
100%. I reckon that's what it could be. You know, it could be even the props for the dolly cam or something like that. But I would more say it's some sort of marker that they had built there originally for something or other. But that's what it is. We'll probably never know. But it's interesting that people they've been selling it as that being the main gate when it's actually not.
Yeah, when it's actually not the main gate at all. Yeah. Isla Sauna says, I heard it's because you are not allowed, or at least I think so. The visitor centre area is like a private area. The visitor centre area is a private area, I think, but I don't think that's anything to do with this because that's not where the visitor centre area is.
Yeah.
I just think that they've
scratched over from the actual Jurassic Park gate, probably long gone by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they that's just a set, isn't it? They've just dismantled that.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? It's a little bit like when I went to Hawaii and I went to the log that Grant and the kids hide behind in the field. Now, it is the actual log that I was next to, but it wasn't in the same place as it was in the movie. It's been moved because in the movie it was in the middle of the field and they still film in that field. Right. So they moved it to a separate place, but it's still the same log, but it doesn't quite feel the same because it's not in the same place, but you can kind of get away from it because it's the log.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like with this is like one of those things that you have a vision of what it looks like. Now you can even just see these two images right literally next to each other. Now, if this was filmed today, you would say, okay, it's just because what they've done is they've CG'd the backdrop there.
Yeah.
But in 1993, they didn't do that. It was everything was on site. It was on location. So this was literally built where it is. And the park tour, when you watch the park tour, they do go around the corner.
Yeah.
And this goes the other way. It doesn't make sense, actually, to be fair. I don't know why. I know Jungle does take over itself, but it does make more sense for it to be like that, you know.
Yeah.
But you look how close that mountain range is there behind. And then you compare that to the one below here. Like, that's quite far away in the distance.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, would you really think about that? Like, if you've gone to Hawaii to see the on-set locations of Jurassic Park, like where it is filmed, you're not really gonna sort of, that's not gonna register, is it? And you're gonna see two poles sticking out of the ground. You're gonna think, oh, that's obviously left over from where the main gate was. So to be honest, you could sort of understand why a lot of people who've gone there for that specific reason will be confused.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I don't know.
After like
now, I would say to him, that's not where it's built.
Would you be annoyed if you went and you'd already come back and then this came out and you realised it wasn't a proper fence?
I'd be fuming.
I would be. Yeah, I would be.
I'd be on the next plane back out.
Give him a smack. Yeah, no.
It's even like the gyrosphere, like where the gyrosphere was in Hawaii. That now is just like a wooden platform. Like, you wouldn't think that it's anything like to do with Jurassic Park, and it's only because I recognise the format of it and where it is, and where it was. But it looks nothing like what the gyrosphere was. No,
there's quite a fair bits of like CG brought in, isn't there, with backdrops. Like when the T-Rex roars over the Jurassic World at the end of the film, like that whole landscape is there, but it's mostly water, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they've added in the CG mountain ranges and
I'd be intrigued to see whether, I don't think obviously those secondary gates are there anymore. Obviously
the main gates
the poles there, the main gates.
These aren't there, no.
Yeah. Be intrigued to see if you can see any remnants of them though. Like foundations or anything like that.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe the poles were sort of just used as like a reference points to fans, like taking the journey out there, saying, look, we can't show exactly where the gates were because that's long gone, but this is the stretch of road or lane, whatever. This is where it was. And maybe that's why it's there.
It's a good theory, but I don't think that's why these poles were put in there in 1992. There's no way they put them poles there and thought, I don't know, this in 30 years' time, people might want to come and visit this set.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're saying, but
I reckon
like if that was put in now, and people, and they, you know, like in the last 10, 15 years, someone had just gone there to the location, plonked the poles in. There you go. This is where the gate was. You know, it was on this stretch of 100 yards. Is the main gate? Come and visit.
Yeah.
That's different. But the fact that they've been there since 1992 tells me that was definitely there for a reason. Isla Sauna says, wonder will they include the Indominus Rex enclosure? I mean, probably not because it's Jurassic Park, but man, that real enclosure set is really cool. That is there.
That's in Honolulu. That's in Honolulu. Yeah, I've been to that bit. The actual Indominus paddock is still there.
Yeah, I want to go and see that one day. I was going to do it. I was going to try and do it for my 40th in 5 years' time. That's quite depressing.
Better start saving.
It's not as depressing as me. It's only 2 for me.
But I think with it's just so many things that I want to do. Like, we will go there. I don't know at what point that we will go there, but I want to go when Jurassic Park and Jurassic World's not too far out of sight.
Yeah.
Because I think by the time I'm 50, say, it'd have been 15 years since Jurassic World had been, which is just ridiculous. So, would it be 15 years? Maybe not, more.
Yeah.
It's been 7 already, ain't it?
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
Because you can actually go
20, 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years, yeah. You can go into the Indominus paddock and you can go up into the little control room bit where Claire and
drop a stair, please.
Yeah, you can go up in that bit. When I went up in that, it was full of wasps.
Oh, really?
Hundreds of them, yeah.
So, is it in the rec room?
Maybe it's in the basement.
That's
Can't exactly walk it.
everything was a bit lockdownish when I was there because they were filming Kong Skull Island, so.
The communication tower for Fallen Kingdom is in Hawaii, right? It is somewhere.
Yeah.
You can even go and visit that as well. Right, so moving on. So that's that discussion done. I wouldn't be personally. Let's cap it off. I wouldn't be very happy if I'd been, and then seen that, and then seen this.
Yeah,
so if I was to go, I think if I was to ever go to this main gate section, I would suggest saying no. I want to go another 100 yards up the road, please.
Yeah.
I think this is like a visual thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
People stand next to them and go, do you know what I mean? And do a little pose in front of these two poles that mean nothing.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is the pole that's not the Jurassic Park gate.
But anyway. Right, so we've got this amazing picture which surfaced, which I thought was brilliant. I've never seen it before. One thing I've noticed that I've never noticed before, okay, firstly, is this island attached to the little pond.
Yeah.
I've never ever noticed that before.
I don't think you ever actually see it in camera.
You see the path. Like, so obviously you got like the horseshoe shape of the path. You see that as the cars are driving across, because obviously like you got the foliage around it and all that, and the ducks, but like you never see it like as it is now, like as an island. I just thought it was part of the main road, but it's not.
Do you know why it is? I think it's because of where the Ford Explorer was and where the camera was. The camera was almost at the bonnet of the car, looking backwards.
Yeah.
So
like
probably so we probably might, and it was because it was angled towards the visitor centre, looking back at like Grant and Timmy getting in the car. You probably wouldn't have seen this.
No, drivers, no. Yeah, it's all that bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think there's I don't think there is a shot coming up actually of that, but that I noticed, which was really cool. All these pathways, I think they kept in the film.
Yeah.
But they never used them. You know, that they were like just there for visually. I think from what I can remember, when the Jeeps come come around the corner, I think these pathways you can actually see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh. I'd like to think that is a Jurassic Park Jeep. In my head, that's a Jurassic Park Jeep. I know. I don't think it is. I think this is a private complex of someone's living. But I like to think in my head canon that is a Jurassic Park Jeep's, the garage where the Indominus Rex attacks.
Yeah.
And Claire and Owen run out.
I mean,
well,
I don't know. I think it's on the small side, but
yeah, I know. But
what?
But then this could be the lodges where they all stayed.
Yeah. Do you know what? It makes me go want to play that. Was it Jurassic Dreams?
Yeah.
Where you have like the free roam park.
Yeah.
I've got a computer that can run that now. I can go and play that.
Which you can see me and Steve playing. If you go and look Jurassic Dreams on our YouTube another time, I'm sure we can put the link in the chat. What happened there? There we go. Yeah, so over on this side. Okay, so let's talk about. So first of all, I really like the visitor centre in this colour. Like before that, they changed it to white. I really like the dark, sort of metallic-y, sort of matte colour. You're not really saying anything.
I'm just.
I think that was a cue to bring us in.
I
Yeah,
do,
that was
but
a question.
yeah, I do like it, but I still prefer it with the fat truth.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, put the fat truth on top of this then. But the grey, I like the grey. You can tell this is quite early anyway. This is, when was this?
Yeah.
31st of July. And the next shot is in June. So that's like a month before.
Yeah.
So you got like the scaffolding, the main arch is there. There's something I want to bring up in a minute, actually, which we can go back to these pictures as reference. There you go. Look, here's the shot that we see almost of the Jeeps coming round.
Yeah.
I did not know that these palm trees were in the water, though.
I was going to say that like 5 minutes.
Yeah, never seen that.
No, you can't really see it in the film either, I don't think.
No, I didn't realise there was as many palm trees as there is.
Do you think they're real? I would imagine they are. I think it'd cost them more to make them than it would be just to buy a palm tree and put it in.
I did not know though that this whole facade is all built out of wood.
I didn't know it, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
No.
Like, it's the cheapest way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, they've done a bloody good job, haven't they?
Well, you think of how many sets are made out of even now that are made out of wood or like styrofoam and stuff like that. It's like mental.
I love the reflection as well, the water.
Yeah.
It's nice, it's cool. But that with a finished visitor centre looks sick. Here we go, coming along. 15th of July, sorry.
Do you know, I'm waiting for the day that they release a Lego visitor centre. That'll be the day. See, with the factory, I do like it.
There it is.
Grey.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
There's the island.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is.
You
I wonder if that's the car in the background that's in the garage.
It's sick in the grey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blaney is. I love the fact that there's geezers on the roof up there that
Yeah.
probably having like a sandwich or a fag or something. But you got the thatched roof built into the tree. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so gutted that we never got to see like the geography of this building. It still baffles me today.
Do you know what's always been my favourite part of the building, and it's weird, is the doorway. Just with all the etched, just like the etched, like fake, like fossils and stuff that are meant to be in it and stuff. I've always like loved the look of the doorway.
Yeah.
There's no other doorway in any other film that you can say that looks like.
It's almost iconic, isn't it? Well, it is iconic, really.
Almost.
Yeah.
Sauna says, I wouldn't think so from Jurassic World. It looks like the garage is part of the visitor centre. Yeah, it is. To be fair, I do think it is part of this. It's just like one of the rooms. I actually think it's one of the side doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe it was already there. So if we go like one of these doors here or around the back, because they run into the building, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they come out of the door. Although I hate that Jurassic World version of this, annoyingly.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe the attributes were kept behind the visitor centre.
That's one thing I think Camp Cretaceous did do better, and that was the visitor centre.
Yeah, but it's easy to still when it's animated, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, it just looks better. It's designed properly.
Yeah. Do you know what? I wish I had all the images when I was building this in Arc. Would have been a lot easier to.
Well, your one looks good in Arc. The roof you did.
It does, yeah, but I
really
think I could have made it better with some of these pictures, like with closer, because some of the images that we had was like not the best. Whereas we're getting some really good detailed looks at this.
Steve and I, right? We built a whole visitor centre on Minecraft, which another video you can go and look at. Our Jurassic Park visitor centre on Minecraft. We built that whole thing without even communicating together. We literally were on screen together at the same time on the server, and we built the whole thing without even not the internal structure, just the outside. Without talking, and that's just one thing that we were just clearly on the same wavelength from that day.
Yeah,
we've got Dark Spark. Welcome.
All right, Dark Spark.
Is Matt holding the camera the whole time? Yep.
Yeah,
every video,
he always does.
Every video.
Not professional in the slightest.
No.
It's because Matt's using his phone.
I am. I'm an amateur.
Right. There we go. Right. So this is where the next topic of discussion comes in. In fact, I think we should have a quick break and then we'll talk about this, because I think this is one of the biggest conspiracy theories out there when it comes to Jurassic. So let's talk about that in a second. Before we start, let's just answer this. Sauna says, so did you guys watch Camp Cretaceous season 5? Pretty much an absolute disaster. I didn't think season 1, 2, and 3 and 4 was bad enough. I didn't mind season 1. I thought season 1 was quite, it stuck to the film quite a fair bit. The only thing that was quite unrealistic about it was the fact that Ben fell from the monorail and survived. Other than that, I don't think it was that bad. It ties into the Indominus quite well. You can imagine that happening on the island while the park is still alive, while the park is still active, right? So I think that season 1 did a very good job. Season 2, there's some elements that I like of it, but it feels really out of place when you compare it to everything else that we've had. And we see Ben ride bumpy in slow motion, which kind of ruins that for me. Season 3 takes a darker tone, which I did like again. I thought this was, and it had some really good elements. It had the visitor centre. There were some book references in it, which I really liked. Not how I would have destroyed the visitor centre. I would have used the lava instead, but we do get to see the visitor centre destroyed. We see it has a bit more of a nostalgic feel to that episode, and in the end, it kind of links in with Fallen Kingdom. So I thought season 3 was another thumbs up. Season 4, it completely has just changed my viewpoint of this whole show. Full stop. And season 5 was slightly better than 4, but not much. It goes, I'd say, 6 out of 10 for season 1, 4 out of 10 for season 2, 7 out of 10 for season 3, 1 out of 10 for season 4, and 2 out of 10 for season 5. Because as much as I think the shows were designed and made well, but they shouldn't be anything near the canon for me.
They're not canon.
No way.
So, not canon.
The moment they started bringing robots and drones and stuff into it, for me, it just went. I mean, the episode with the Tyrannosaurs was enough for me, but
I mean, if you can believe,
I can't get over that episode.
If you can believe 5 kids could survive for 6 months on a dinosaur-infested island, but then mercenaries can get killed within 2 minutes, and you think that's canon, then you do you. But
it's not canon. But if you want to see what we all thought, we actually did some commentaries and stuff on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which are all on the channel, so you can go check that out.
Yeah, there's if you go to the playlists, it's under the reactions, I think, and you will find mine and Chris's watch along. That's quite funny, actually.
Do you remember when we was looking at what we thought was banging the door in the boat? We thought it was like a genetic mutated compy, something like that.
Yeah, or even an E750, another juvenile one, and it turns out to be a compy, and how disappointed everyone was.
Yeah.
And then what do you expect? It is gag.
But yeah, anyway, it was pants.
We will cover it at some point.
If we can bear to.
Reluctantly, but we might. I've got to do it on the Missing Compies podcast because Justin wants to. But here we go. Also, Toro fist pumping Pikenji. Yeah.
Don't get me started on that Barbasol count.
Wait,
I'm like,
Sauna, we are completely with you.
that.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I was just so annoyed. The thing is with the Dodgson thing, they didn't even have the Jeep or the
Jeep,
slope,
the waterfall.
slope.
It weren't even in the same remote location.
The
Yeah,
cave.
it's
ridiculous.
like
It's just in the
completely
middle of the
tunnel.
road.
Yeah.
The
Look what
tunnel.
I found in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
I'm
people
not
think
being
it's
funny.
canon, for God's sake. That
That could have been a can of Coke, a can of 7-Up, or anything. And he's just like pulled it up, and it's like, oh, what I found. And it had to be him that found it. He just let's carry on because this is driving me nuts.
Can of Coke. Right. Anyway, moving on. So
I'm breathing.
we're gonna. Yeah, I'm fuming. You've made my blood boil. Dark Spark. You finished the Jurassic Park audio novel. Ours, I hope.
ours.
Yeah. So we've got inside the visitor center. This is the next topic, right? Now, one of the things about this scene is we've got one raptor here and one raptor there. Okay, these two, one's from that side, one's from that side. Okay, so that is where the kitchen is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the staircase. You can see the staircase, right?
Yeah.
So this one comes from from what I can see, the left wing.
The left front entrance.
That way. The left wing as you're walking in. So that will be this way.
That one, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, agreed.
So they've obviously, where the internal structure is, they've shut off this whole wing. All right? Then we get this shot. So that one must be that one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it must be. It's just
the T-Rex bursts through that one. But then you've got the windows there, look. 1, 2, 3. 3 windows. So this tarpaulin must be going across that wall all the way to the visitor centre, because obviously they've still got scaffolding, they're painting that section, that wing.
Yeah.
Right? But then we've got this outdoor section. There's no rubble on the floor, so it's not crashed through the building. And that, to me, looks like part of the rotunda.
See, I always thought that came through the left main entrance, not the main door, but the left main entrance. Like when I've watched it in the film, like to the left. Like
So
this one, I always thought it came through there originally.
That's not big enough to get a T-Rex through without destroying it, though, is it? It almost looks like it's just crashed through that wall.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I bought on the other side. How is it? I can't see it walking around that in front of those windows to get in. Really, it could
Well, it's
do.
obviously come from this way, isn't it?
No, I mean if it was coming through the front windows, like you said a second ago.
There, look. What the hell? I've always found that a bit confusing, to be honest.
Do me a favor. Go back to that previous shot a second. Again, the shot of the visitor centre outside. Just try to see, because when you look at that shot of the Rex outside it, there's like a wall and a plant pot. So where would that'd have to be here, like in front of the pillars? It'd have to be. Yeah, it has to be the window that it's come through. Because look, no, next shot. Can you see there? You got like the plant pot on the wall.
Yeah.
I can't see that. Can't be the main doorway then.
Well, you think it's come through the pillars and 2 windows?
Where else could it have come through?
It's gone through that
Like,
just
and
gone straight through.
Up until today, I didn't think so. But just because of where that wall is there a plant on the other side of that potting, like on this wall? I just don't see it getting through there. But because of how close it is to this main doorway, it kind of looks like that in the picture. Where the doorway is compared to the... I mean, you count the windows.
Yeah, but that looks like it's going down there, though. And then that's a different angle. Like,
So
you've got these metal bars, so it kind of... You could argue that it probably is the metal bars inside the glass panels.
Yeah. I always thought it came through that main door on the left, but when we're seeing these new pictures, like the main, like you've got obviously the left side entrance.
This thing.
I always assumed that that's where it came in.
Yeah,
like that's where I've always thought it came in. But then on this one, obviously the building's not finished, so where's that wall that we're seeing in the picture with the Rex with the plant pot?
So what? Let me quickly find.
You know what I'm trying to say, though, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly find an image of the visitor centre, like completed.
Aye. Yeah, that would be a bit better, actually.
There we go. Let me get. There we go. Right, so. I've not on there. There we go. Right, let's show everybody. There we go. So there's the completed one. It has got these metal bars, though, to be fair, ain't it? And that's
there.
Right. That is what made me think that as well.
Yeah.
I knew there was one that had tarp on it.
And do you know what? When I used to watch it as a kid, I always thought it came in the right side. But I have always been told that it actually came in on the left side because of where the door is.
That makes sense because imagine these guys run in the visitor centre after they go. The big one follows Ellie, right? Ellie comes in, doesn't she? Right?
Yeah.
She finds Alan and Alan goes out here, doesn't he? And says, Ellie, finds her. She runs and does that thing to him. And then they run inside here to look for the kids while they're in the kitchen. The big one follows her in at the end.
It must be that side because when the Rex grabs a raptor, he throws it into the T-Rex skull, and the Rex skull is technically facing the Rex, which means it must be on the right-hand side.
Hold on a minute.
No,
No, because that's not on the right-hand side, though, is it?
No.
No, none of it is on the right-hand side.
No, I don't mean like the skeleton's on the right hand side. I mean directional wise for where the skeleton's facing. So look, there's the leg. So the Rex is facing technically the way, although it's curved left to right. But is it? Actually, no, it's not.
No, that's not. So left wing.
Because the Rex is if you're looking at the Rex from the T-Rex, is where like the gang see it as they walk into the building earlier in the film.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I think what the problem is that because the ending was meant to be different, and then was it like early on in production, Spielberg decided to include
there we go.
changed it.
Yeah.
He
goes,
decided to change it,
it's
didn't
now,
he? So-
it's now on the right way. How it should have ended.
Simple movie mistake corrected 3 years later.
I know. Sauna says, got to go, guys. I really love the theories, and sorry that I got to guys cranked up computations. Have a good stream. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining. Give it a thumbs up before you leave.
Take care, mate.
Yeah. But let's not save that. There we go. Yeah, I think if this whole scene was shot in reverse, it would make
more sense.
Oh, sorry, flipped.
Yeah.
It'd make more sense, wouldn't it? And then it would back up that tarp being entered by the T-Rex.
Yep.
Followed there's a little tear in it from the raptor that had already gone in, which was that one. The T-Rex stalked this raptor, because this raptor's then stalked Ellie. And then that whole scene would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuming.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. Mystery solved that Spielberg messed it up.
That's what thing, because the ending was going to be different, and he didn't include he wanted the T-Rex with one last showdown, didn't he? So he sort of decided to put it in halfway through filming, and so obviously the tarp and all that making sense was just an afterthought, really.
Yeah, well, the tarp is well, that was part of the construction of the visitor centre feeling unfinished, wasn't it? But the whole skeleton thing was there was supposed to be cranes and things like that, and the cranes that are inside ends up crushing one of the raptors.
Mm-hmm.
That was
the screenplay says that obviously T-Rex is nowhere near even involved at all. It's all the raptors and the skeletons.
When the Rex skull, the skeleton skull
crushed
and kill raptor. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The you think about it, the ending in the book is just so different.
Yeah.
The ending in the book is just none of this, is it?
No.
I've just noticed there's dinosaur eggs.
Yeah.
On the wall.
Yeah.
Never noticed that before. I should have got better quality of images, to be fair, but I just screenshot them off of a video. But yeah, anyway, that is the end of that. It was only a quick stream. I just some little topics I wanted to discuss with you guys.
It's cool though. It's good to see some of these pictures resurface after all these years, though, with like new like looks at the visitor centre from new angles and stuff like that, and even seeing the stuff that was unfinished. You know what I mean? It gives you new looks at how it, like the skeleton of the building was and stuff. Like you said, you didn't know it was made out of wood, which is a nice little touch.
I thought it was made out of like foam and plaster, and I didn't think all the roof was made out of wood as well. You know.
I'd like to see. Obviously, I know none of the visitor centre is there, but I'd like to see how much of the space is still there, like if the lake is still there or anything like that.
Yeah. Because this is a natural property, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Private, isn't it?
So I read somewhere that this part is actually quite difficult to get to. Let's go and see. Like you can go and see the waterfall and stuff in Kauai where the helicopter lands, and that's fairly easy to get to. But I've heard this is a bit more troublesome to try and get to.
Yeah, it's because it's on private land and they didn't like people going there.
Yeah.
They got bored. They got tired of it, didn't they, over the years, I'd imagine. So they stopped visitors going there, really. Sad, really, but...
Yeah. It's definitely worth going to the one in Honolulu, though, to see, like, all the stuff that's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jurassic-wise, what they've got there is they've got the Indominus paddock. They've got the gates that the kids crashed through in the Jeep.
Yeah.
They've got where the gyrosphere is, and they've got the Jurassic log, and obviously they've got the Gallimimus Valley scene that was filmed there.
Yeah.
They're the kind of main things that I took from that, but I think there's a few more bits in there, but nothing too much. They're the main bits I think you want to see when you go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really want to go to Koala Ranch.
Yeah.
I really want to go and see the Indominus Rex paddock.
Yeah.
Because I feel like something like that feels very legit and real.
Mm-hmm.
with the claw marks, and I know they've obviously took a lot of the shrubbery and stuff out of it. And it probably feels a lot more bare and probably higher grown than what it was in the film.
When I went in the Indominus paddock, there's nothing in it. It's literally everything is CG. Or it was either planted and took out. It was bare.
Yeah.
What I tried to find was the part where the helicopter pilot was sick. I tried to look for that.
Oh, outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to go. So, how much did that trip cost you?
I don't know, because I was on an around the world trip on that anyway. So I was part of an 18-month trip around the world. So, but Hawaii is fairly expensive, but it's definitely worth going to.
Yeah, we'll go.
You're probably looking for.
What's the weather like heat wise? Like, is it humid?
Yeah, it's pretty warm, especially when you go inland as well. It's pretty humid. I would probably say to do like a week in Hawaii, you're easily looking at about $4 or $5 grand at least, minimum.
Stick the photos, James.
I'll send you my photos.
I know, mate. Honestly, I know. Right. Anyway, that is the end of the show. Thanks for watching. If you are new around here, please give it a thumbs up and click the notification bell for some more videos like this. It lets us know. We come to you. We let you know when there's a video, so you haven't got to look and find out. So click the notification bell, and also, subscribe, because that'd be wonderful. Because we've got lots of stuff coming out soon. We've got Minecraft. I've still got to actually get around to doing because Steve's away. We've got, what else is there? I'll probably find some other little goldie oldies from pictures that we can discuss. We've got some more Dominion chats coming. It'd be nice to do a watch along or something when the extended, that's it, comes out. That'd be cool. That's something I really want to do.
Yeah.
I want to get some other people on for that as well. But yeah, other than that, only one thing left to say, boys and girls.
Life will
find a way.
I just wanted Matt to do it on his own.
Chris, you butchered it, mate. We've got to do that again now because you just absolutely butchered that.
I'll let you take the French on.
Life will find a way.
We'll find a way.
See you later.
See you.
Take care, guys.